Hi. Location, a truck stop just about 3 clicks from the South African border. It is 1:30 in the morning. I must admit, man, it's been a while since I crossed the border this late at night. Most, of course, are not open in the middle of the night, but this one is. Nice bus though. It's called a sleep liner. Thanks to a Jeffy's stupid error, I didn't get the main liner, which is like a normal bus. I think there's just a little bit more room with this. It's like, think of it like premium economy. It's like that. But I've got a pretty decently reclining seat, so it's nice. I think across the border maybe half an hour, I guess, and then three and a half hours to Springbok, where I get off. And I don't know what it's going to be like there. I think if there's not the facility, I'm going to be missing the previous few countries where you could just crash out on the bus station floor. I'm not sure if that's going to be possible this time, but we'll see. So, this isn't a rule number 3 thing, but it was an assumption. I thought this would be a quick and easy border. 20 minutes, half an hour, get back on the bus, sleep. No, it's taking an age. Good morning, friends. So, the good news, across the border, which did take forever. I had 2 hours sleep, and I've arrived safely and with everything intact in Springbok, a fairly one-horse town in northeastern South Africa, which is my home for the next week before I carry on to Cape Town. The bad news: I've had 2 hours sleep and I now have, it's 5:30 in the morning. I have 2 hours to wait until the super spa just there opens, and that will be for provisions for the next week, which quite honestly is mostly going to be whiskey and biltong. I'm going to make one big shop and then not leave the farm at which I'm staying until next Friday. I'm in pretty good shape. I'm tired because my assumption, and again, it's not a rule number 3 thing, it wasn't a fuck up, it was just an annoying circumstance. I figured that it would be a fairly quick border and I would get 4 hours sleep. That didn't happen, but I'm in fairly good shape. The fingers of dawn are creeping across the sky. I am facing kind of like southwest. Now, in additional good news, I was dropped off right next to the super spa. The super spa was my chosen supermarket of choice because I think they have vape liquid here, because I am very nearly out. Like my bottle, my reserve, my final reserve, all gone. So, and I really don't want to smoke cigarettes, so hopefully all birds with one stone at the super spa. Get some breakfast. I will allow myself 1 donut, but it's mostly going to be whiskey and biltong. I haven't had whiskey in 2.5 weeks, and that's after the end of sober October. So sober October and sober September. So anyway, I am just sitting on a raised loading bay pavement, and I have 2 hours and 3 minutes until the spa opens, and then I've got to figure out some way to get to, I'm on the right road, this road going east, and then a right turn turning north to get to the farm on which I'm staying. I do have the guy's number, so he can come and open the gate. But this is a very small town, so we'll see about taxis and so forth. Anyway, I reckon this is probably going to be the last time I'm going to comment on this particular video. So, good morning. And, as always, most of the time, if you like what I do and how I'm doing it, please do like and subscribe. So the dawn's just about to break. It's quite pleasant here, in a bleak kind of way. But one additional point I'd like to make is thankfully sticking to my own rules. There are worse places to be. And be prepared. Always have everything. I still have half a flask of hot tea. I have water. I have various snacks, including somewhere in my side pack, a Crunchy, which, for those uninitiated, is a rather nice honeycomb chocolate bar. I have half a sausage roll from yesterday. I've got a couple of protein bars I'm not going to touch. But I wish that I had some whiskey right now. Yes, I know it's 5 o'clock in the morning, nearly 6 o'clock in the morning, but I have barely slept, so I'm going to take that. But I don't. And by the time I buy whiskey from the super spa, it will be both too early and too late. So there's that, but still. And I also have the last episode of Arcane downloaded onto my phone, and also my iPad. I can't be bothered to get that out, so I'm just going to watch it on my phone. It's quite a pretty morning. Hi friends, so it's 8:10. I gained access having slept for about 45 minutes with my arms through Abby's straps and the straps of my side pack and my stick across my chest. On a bench for about an hour, which was actually very nice. Woke up, gained access to the very large super spa here, and then discovered that they don't start selling alcohol until 9 AM. But I did buy a kilo of biltong, some mixed nuts, some Weetabix and some milk. I put on some weight when I was at the last place because I was having a fantastic dinner every night and saving half that dinner for the next day and not actually moving around very much. So I'm going to go a little bit Atkins this week. Multivitamins, of course, but nuts and dried meat and whiskey. And some Weetabix for its fibre qualities. So, we got that. I'm tired, but I'm doing well here. And because of the whole 9 o'clock situation, there is a cafe attached, so I'm sitting in a booth at a cafe and I'm about to have coffee and cheesecake, which is very civilized. I'm allowing myself the cheesecake because I haven't had cheesecake since Italy, so that is nearly 10 months ago. And like I say, I'm dieting this week, so I'm just going to allow it. All right. So, the ongoing adventures. I eventually found a private car taxi because there's not much in this area, and the bus taxis do not go out in that direction. And I said, how much? They said 450 rand. Bear in mind, I just paid 500 rand for 2 bottles of whiskey. They said 250. I'm like, no, they said 100. They said, take it or leave it. I said, leave it, and I'll happily hang around for an hour and pay a reasonable price. So in my little farm chalet, and yeah. So the sunset here is hidden behind the mountains, but it's still pretty. But I think what I might do is walk up to the top of one of these little peaks to get a better sunset view. Oh, you can't see, but like up there maybe. Yeah, so go up there for sunset one evening. Sun's just about to go down behind the mountain.